Well, hey everybody, I'm John Retlin, and this is my review, New Japan Pro Wrestling's World Tag League 2019, the finals. After the giant block review that I did of the night 1 through 3 events, you may have noticed that no other tournament coverage popped up on the channel. At the time, I was very busy with work, with other content, and I was just burned out. And because I got so backed up with, watching all of the, the VOD and the other live shows, I did not have a chance to fully cover it the best way possible. And I didn't want to phone in those reviews because that's not what you guys deserve. So I hope you guys aren't mad. You guys are pretty understanding though, but I just like to be as honest and transparent with you guys as possible because you guys do deserve that because again, you've been so supportive of the channel. Want to make mention I will be watching the 3 Road to Tokyo Dome shows, and you can bet your ass I'm going to be reviewing the 2 Wrestle Kingdom shows and New Year's Dash. I'm definitely reviewing those. And then I'll probably do a channel update at some point about how I'll be covering New Japan and other wrestling in 2020 and even further into the future. But that's in the future. Let's start off with a pretty fun show. Now, it started off slow like a lot of New Japan shows do, but we even got some teasers for Wrestle Kingdom, and I'll get into that in a bit. Some of these matches are going to be pretty damn quick, though. Card rundown includes records of the various teams, including the teams that have not won many matches at all. Commentary, Kevin Kelly, Gino Gambino, and Chris Charlton. Yuji Nagata and Nakanishi start off against Tenzan and Kojima, just vets clashing with each other. Some good moves, though I gotta say Nakanishi may want to hang it up soon. He's done just about everything he possibly can, and he is a legend in Japanese wrestling, but it's really hard to watch him move now. Nagata can still move pretty well. Tenzan to an extent. Kojima probably has the most left, but it is kind of sad to see Nakanishi in this state, though he still has that power. In the end, Tenzan taps to Nagata, and it was a good match. It was nice to see these veterans get a chance to kick off the card. And then we get Colt Cabana and Yano versus Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens. Typical Yano Colt comedy, especially when, they were like, oh, hey, I'll get in the ring to face Chase. I'll get in the ring to face Chase. And then it's like, no, wait, you go face Fale. You go face Fale. And at one point, Fale got hit with a few low blows, and commentary said had to worry about the little Fales. There were some pretty funny lines on commentary, including one I'll get into here in a little bit. Some turnbuckle pad comedy as you would expect. Low blow, and Yano pins Chase. Of course, Chase had to take the pin. It's a good thing. 1, 2, 3. Not a bad match. And then we get Shingo Takagi and Terrible versus Jeff Cobb and Mikey Nichols. Heavy strikes, and then Nichols got beat up for a bit. And then Cobb gets tagged and starts tossing everybody around. Give me a Jeff Cobb versus Shingo Takagi feud. Please, please, we all want it. We New Japan fans, we wrestling fans in general, want to see this match. It would be tremendous. In the end, Mikey Bomb pins Terrible 1, 2, 3. Terrible pretty much taking the pin for all, for any of these losses, which kind of makes sense considering he, primarily works in CMLL. But still, it's like almost like the name, almost like he lives up to the name. That's a bit mean, but the guy's actually a really good worker, but he was just clearly brought in to be the job guy of this team. And then we get Hiroki Goto and Carl Fredericks versus Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toa Henare. Not a bad match. We got Goto and Henare tangling. I would love to see that feud sometime in 2020. I think Henare is primed to have a pretty decent to good 2020. Give him some quality wins. I'd love to see him included in G1 field next year. And maybe even give him a win in the New Japan Cup tournament if you decide to have it be the same number of people that you did in this field. But anyway, Goto and Tana do tangle. Carl Fredericks gets in some good spots. But in the end, after a big lariat, toe bottom, 1, 2, 3. The main story of this, though, is after Henare and Tanahashi are doing the poses and everything, the big strong boys, suddenly the lights go out. You have Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, saying, well, Tanahashi is going to be your worst beating. It's also going to be your last beating because on January 5th, it's going to be your last match. And then there's a bunch of guys in Jericho makeup laughing like him. Okay, whatever. If Tanahashi does not beat Jericho, I will be shocked. I will be very shocked to see that. Tana promo, he says that the January match will not be his last. How dare you say that? So that's not the only tease we get for Wrestle Kingdom because we then get Kenta and Yujiro versus Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer, current IWGP US Champion Lance Archer. That's something to remember because it was Kenta and Suzuki having their scrap, beating each other up. There were some cool guardrail spots outside. Of course, it goes outside. Lance Archer just scaring the hell out of kids. That's some good stuff. That's the keeping the Christmas spirit. Cool rope walk like he does. There were some cool spots. Suzuki and Kenta continued with their strike battle. Some nice double teaming by both teams. In the end, chokeslam for 2. And then a blackout. And then the EBD claw. Everybody dies claw. And there we go. And, beats Yujiro. And then suddenly, the Jon Moxley video plays, like, when he was going to challenge Juice Robinson, like, back in June. Holy crap, it's been that long. But all of a sudden, oh my God, well, Mox is going to do this. He's going to have a pre-taped video package. Nope, Mox is right there in Japan. He's right there in Hiroshima and is in the crowd and comes down and gets in the ring, gets in Archer's face, and hits a double arm DDT, and then hits a double arm DDT on Minoru Suzuki. Jon Moxley wants to die, apparently, but we're getting this feud for the U.S. title. And him and Archer end up brawling to the back, throwing guardrails a lot. I mean, I know those guardrails don't weigh all that much, but maybe don't throw them into the fans. Maybe don't do that. But Jon Moxley says he wants a Texas death match against Lance Archer. Okay. You already had me hooked for Wrestle Kingdom, and now you got me hooked more. If that's even half as violent as they could make it, while still actually being a wrestling match, unlike Moxley and Omega. And don't worry, I'll rant about that in another video, possibly in on a list of, matches I didn't particularly care for, but that's a little tease. I digress. Mox versus Archer is going to be very good. There's a good chance that Archer could win. And it would be interesting to see if Mox won, but Archer's on a pretty damn good roll, so they've kind of wrote themselves into a corner here. So, we then get Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask with Kota Ibushi versus Sho and Yo and Okada. And oh boy, Chaos were being little heels, weren't they? Kota attacks Okada right away. Okada had been angry, just needling, just like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you with Kota. He just like angering him, trying to bring out something in Kota. And boy, they just go absolutely nuts. Sho and Yo playing heel, attacking Tiger Mask, beating up Liger. I mean, Liger does eventually get a huge pop because he was born in Hiroshima and getting a huge reaction and everything. Suddenly it goes back to Kota and Okada. And the Kamigoye pin Sho 1, 2, 3. And then Kota and Okada are facing off. Okada takes like the IWGP Championship, just pushing it in his face. And Kota just takes that briefcase and just hauls off and smacks Okada in the head. And I think it was a legit shot. I don't know if he necessarily pulled up on that because Okada looked like he was really rocked. Hopefully he's actually okay. But fuck, I mean, that's something. They made it look good and everything. And then Kota chases after Okada and we get that and everything. And okay. And then Liger is wanting to cut a promo and starts cutting a promo. Born in Hiroshima, wants to thank the fans. Suddenly Dragon Lee shows up, now known as Ryu Lee, which I believe is Dragon in Japan. And he says he wants to face Liger in one of his last matches. Interesting. Hey, maybe he faces him on one of the Road to Tokyo Dome shows. That'd be my guess, considering Liger's going to be wrestling in Japan. He already wrestled his last U.S. match. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be on one of the Road to Tokyo Dome shows, which I am for. And Liger mentions about wanting to face somebody with a broken neck. This is according to translations by Chris Charlton, which means it's Hiromu. He wants to face Hiromu. Hiromu and Dragon Lee. There's some ties between Hiromu and Dragon Lee, so I have Jushin Thunder Liger there. Could that be happening on January 5th? So, holy crap, we could have Hiromu Takahashi as IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion when he beats Will Ospreay. And if he doesn't beat Will Ospreay, I'll be shocked. And then we could get a IWGP Junior Heavyweight 3-way that, on the 5th. Holy crap, that would be something. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? And any thanks, Hiroshima, just for the great reception and everything. And I'm not emotionally prepared for Jushin Thunder Liger to retire. I know he will. And I'm glad he's retiring when he wants to. And I'm glad he's retiring the way he wants to. But I'm going to be a wreck. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. January 4th, I might not be a wreck. I might be to an extent because he's going to have that emotional 10-man tag with a bunch of his old rivals and a bunch of his old partners. But oh boy, that January 5th, I might be, I would almost film my reaction, but I think I'm going to be I think it's just going to be too early in the morning. I don't want to wake anybody up. Oh boy, that's going to be emotional. But now we get to the 2 matches in World Tag League, the 2 remaining matches. Tomohiro Ishii and Yoshihashi versus the Guerrillas of Destiny with Jado. If the Guerrillas of Destiny win and then Evil and Sonata lose, then it's a 3-way tie. But the Guerrillas of Destiny have to win. Well, the Guerrillas of Destiny did not win, which shocked me quite a bit. Now, it goes outside. Yoshihashi gets targeted for a while. Ishii, at one point, grabbing a safety rail and going to swing it and everything. And there's this funny exchange. I had to write it down. And it's like, and Chris Charleston says, those are for safety. That's not very safe. Gino Gambino immediately pipes in, why didn't you stop him, Chris? He goes, I'm very small. And I don't know why that popped me. I don't know why. But Chris Charlton, if Chris Charlton isn't up on somebody's, best color commentators or best wrestling commentators, if he isn't up on your list, if you're up with New Japan, I'd be a bit surprised. Chris Charlton's great. And Yoshihashi does get beat up for a while. Tomohiro Ishii comes in, he tackles the Tamatonga, some nice stuff. Great double teaming, a great crossface from Tangaloa to Yoshihashi. Guerrillas of Destiny with a couple near falls. They go for the big bomb, and nope, that doesn't work. And after a double team maneuver, inside cradle 1, 2, 3, Yoshihashi pins Tangaloa. What? Why? Are we going to get, somebody brought up, and I don't remember your name. Apologies if you happen to be watching this. But somebody on Twitter, somebody that chimed in on one of my tweets, somebody that I don't follow. But cool person. I just don't remember the name. They said, well, it's possible that Ishii and Yoshihashi get a title shot in New Year's Dash. Because I thought, well, maybe they'll win a title shot at Wrestle Kingdom when we get a 3-way. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see because they're obviously going to get a title shot. Now, that was a bit shocking, which means it was winner take all between Evil and Sonata and Finlay and Juice Robinson. Finn Juice. And it was good. It was a good match. It was enjoyable. It was quite fun. Juice got beat up a bit. Finlay got tagged. And then Evil did the thing where he put the chair on the throat, on the neck, and then did the swing. It's long, it's hard, it's gone. Haha, gone. Finlay did get beat up a bit. Some more nice double teaming. Finn Juice would not quit. They simply would not quit. Big superplex from David Finlay and a big splash from Juice. 1, 2. And skull into Juice. More stuff. The Muda Moonsault, but the knees got up. Some great near falls. Evil and Sonata almost gained a victory, wanting to be, World Tag League winners for the 3rd year in a row. And after, what was it? It was a stunner, left-handed God to Evil, left-handed God to Sonata, Pulp Friction to Sonata, and then a stunner off the ropes to Evil, 1, 2, 3, and Finn Juice win World Tag League. And really, it was, I suppose I should have expected it. I kind of expected them to go with Evil and Sonata, but I'm glad they went with Finlay and Juice Robinson for this reason. If they're not going to include Juice in the U.S. title picture, maybe that's a good idea. He's already held the championship a couple times. They could always revisit that thing with him and Mox at, say, next year, or, at next year's Dominion, a way to round it out, for the fact that it was almost a year before, or a year to the day. It would be just over a year to the day. But still, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens. Finlay and Juice Robinson challenging Guerrillas of Destiny. I think they're going to beat him because Guerrillas of Destiny have held the championship for about 10 months. I'm going to say beat. I really enjoyed the show. So anyway, agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.